What's up, YouTube? This is Buff Reaper 208, and I'm here to bring you a guide on how to beat the Extinction mode Nightfall in the new DLC of Call of Duty Ghost. Now, just to prove that I do know what I'm talking about and I'm not just making this up, you'll see here that I beat the game with 4 relics on right here, and you also see that we just killed the breeder within 5 minutes and got an achievement for it. And we also got the achievement where you complete all the challenges in one game. And you also see here that I beat the game with 5 relics on as well. So that kind of gives you an idea that I do know what I'm talking about. Also, at the time making this video, my high score is 317,000, which puts me at 299 in the world. So leave a comment down below and let me know what your high score is. So with that, let's jump right in. Now, the 2 most important things that you need to do to be successful at this is, number 1, you need to have a good team. So try to find people that are as good as you, maybe a little better, so maybe you could learn a thing or two from them as well. Because the most important thing is teamwork in this, because if you don't have teamwork, you're probably not going to make it out. And the second thing is challenges. You really want to get the challenges done. They're not extremely hard to do, and if you get all of them, it makes things a whole lot easier. Now, as far as classes go, you want to have at least 1 medic and 1 engineer. You want the medic so you get the team regen, so just max out your medic so everyone can get faster health regeneration. And you want the engineer so you can get the drill to have extra health as well, giving you more time to protect it, and the engineer can actually repair the drill faster. Other than that, the other 2 aren't really a big difference. If you are having trouble staying alive, maybe go as a tank so you get extra health. If you're having trouble killing things fast enough, go as a weapon specialist. Or if you wanted to, you could also run as a medic or an engineer just in case the other guy goes down. After that, you want to have 2 people run shields and 2 people run the team booster that makes you reload faster. You want to have 2 people run shields because that way if one person goes down, the other person can throw out shields. And you want to do team booster just because you want to be able to reload fast. And the same thing, if the other person goes down, you just have 1 person up that can throw down that team booster to reload faster. As far as sentry guns and IMS, mortars, and vultures go, it's really up to you what you want to run. I don't think any of them make a huge difference on this map, so that's just purely preference. As far as what to run for riot shield, grenade, turret, or minigun, that really depends on your playstyle. If you normally take damage, a good thing to run is riot shield on your back, because that means the aliens have to break through that riot shield to get to you. It works really well for tanks because you can just put it in front of the tanks, then your teammates can kill the tank while you're distracting them. And it's also good if you are low on health, you just put it in between you and the enemy until you regain health. Now, the minigun and the grenade turret work really well for dealing damage, but that's not really essential if you're just trying to escape and you're not trying to, complete a challenge or do it in record time or anything like that. So my personal advice would be to run the riot shield, put it on your back, so that way it gives you an extra layer of protection basically. Another important thing to do is have everyone run the same ammo, and what ammo you want to run is the explosive ammo. Now, some people like to run the armor piercing ammo, but honestly, explosive is the best ammo just because you don't have to actually hit the target to damage them. With armor piercing you do, with incendiary you do. So explosive is the best to run. Have everyone run the same ammo, that way it stacks, so if someone doesn't have enough money for ammo, then someone else can throw it down and all the ammo stacks together. Also, some really cool things that you may or may not know, but they are really useful regardless, is that number 1, if you're reviving someone, spin in a circle and you'll notice that you actually revive them faster. I know it sounds like a joke and it sounds like I'm messing with you, but try it, it actually works. I don't know if it works for the drill or not. I believe it does, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And another thing is, if you hold the aim down button, so hold the left trigger and hold A at the same time and wait 5 seconds, you'll drop money. So you'll drop $1,000 for every time you do that. So if your team is low on ammo, or if your team needs shields and you don't have max ammo or max shields, but you have a lot of money, drop down to $1,000 so that the other teammate that is running max ammo or max shields can pick it up, and then your team has max ammo instead of just throwing down a regular unupgraded ammo. So now that you know what class to run, what items to run, what ammo to run, I'm going to do a little walkthrough of the map and tell you some tips and tricks of like what to use, what traps to use, where to go, which ones to choose first. Just things that can make the map a whole lot more easy for you and your team. So here we go. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look around the map and try to find some locker keys. And if you find some locker keys, then the first hive you want to do is going to be this one here. The reason for that being is that there's lockers inside this hive, so if you destroy it first, then you can get inside and get what's inside the locker. So there you go, you get a free gun right off the bat. And if you don't, then it doesn't really matter which hive you pick. The rest of the hives in this area are pretty straightforward, so you just go through those. The next thing I want to tell you is when you're fighting the breeder, what you want to do is you want to get on this turret, and there's one on the other side of the map over there, and wait till the health bar shows up, kind of like the barrier hive in the last one, and just shoot them with these minigun turrets, and that way it does a lot of damage and it doesn't cost a whole lot either, and that'll really help to destroy the breeder faster in case you get the 90-second challenge one. Now, as far as the breeder goes, the breeder's pretty straightforward. If you need to know more about it, check out my last video where I cover a little bit more about what's new with the map, and I tell you what the breeder does and basically how to beat them. And after that, what you want to do is you want to evaluate which hive is going to be the most difficult to do, and you want to do that one first because the map gets progressively harder as you go. So you want to get the most closed area one first, is the ones I like to do first, just because of all the scorpions and stuff, and you know it's going to get more difficult, and the last thing you want is a ton of guys and a ton of scorpions trying to kill you in a little small area. So do the one you think is going to be the hardest first. Also, don't be afraid to use traps. Traps can be very effective depending on where the location is, and they don't cost a whole lot to use, and they're very effective, especially if you're an engineer and you have that upgraded, because you do more damage with traps, you get more money back from it, and you also have the traps last longer as well. But anyone can use traps, so they can definitely cut down on the amount of aliens to get through and the health that they have, so they can be easier to kill. So turn on some traps every once in a while just to make it a little bit easier for you and your team. Now, the hives in the second section are pretty straightforward as far as what to do with them. Like I said, just do the most difficult one first and go from there. Now, when you get inside, the first hive that you're going to want to do is the one in the middle, because that's the one where the Venom X is kept. So you want to be able to get the Venom X as soon as possible, because that'll make it a lot easier for you. It doesn't replace a weapon, so it's kind of like a SOFLAM as far as storage on your body. So you want to do that one first so everyone on your team can have a Weapon X, and it just makes things a whole lot easier. Now, when you get to this hive right here, one thing that makes it really, really easy, or a whole lot easier, I should say, is to turn on this electric trap up here, because if you don't, there's going to be a ton of scorpions that come up there, and they'll be shooting acid at you, and also gets a lot of traffic from hunters and scouts that run across as well. But if you turn it on, then all those scorpions and hunters and scouts just die instantly, and that's that much less you have to deal with, and half the battle is just dealing with the scorpion acid and trying not to stand in it. So turn this on and it'll make it a whole lot easier for you. Now, one of the hives that I see people struggle with the most is the last one, which makes sense because it's supposed to be the hardest. And you're up in the air, you're on like a 55 or 50 by 50 platform, and things can get pretty difficult up there. But an easy way to do this is there's 2 electric traps up top that basically cover 3 sides of the platform, and your team can just stand in the middle. So what you want to do is you go downstairs, and there's 2 generators to activate them, and you just keep those traps running the entire time, and it'll kill about 80% of the aliens that run through there. and also you'll have 3 rhinos drop down on you. So set up sentry guns on those electric traps. That way the sentry guns can shoot the aliens that are outside the platform. And also when the rhinos drop down, they will go and attack the sentry guns, which are on the electric traps, and therefore the rhinos will take a lot of damage from the electric. So you just put a couple bullets in the rhinos, and there you go, they're dead. So you just keep them running, and that's an easy way to basically beat that hive, and then you're on the boss. So after you beat the last hive, you come outside to kill the breeder. And again, if you need more information about what to do to kill the breeder, check out my last video. I cover a lot of information for that as well. But some things you may not know is like this little hiding spot back here. It gives you a great amount of cover, and you can move through a good portion of the map just by hiding back here and staying, low behind it when the breeder is shooting at you. All you have to do is go prone, wait till he stops shooting, then pop back up, and then that way you don't have to just hide behind the 3 barriers that are in the map. And another thing you might not know is after the breeder goes and falls down, what you do is you run up there, and you see right here there is an exposed spot on his body where normally you would just get hit markers on him, but if you shoot him here, you see the hit markers turn red, which means he's taking a lot of damage. So what you want to do for that is just shoot into it. And also a really good thing to do is get a death machine in there, get a grenade turret, just anything that does massive amounts of damage, because that's a really weak spot for him, but you only have a limited time, so you want to do as much damage there as you possibly can just to kill him quickly. Now this is good to do the 5-minute challenge one, because obviously that would kill him quickly, so just hit him right there. Well guys, that's all the information I have for you at this time. Hopefully this will help you beat the map on Extinction, the new DLC. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below and I'll try to answer it for you. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys in my next video.